We don't know the scope or the size of this ruin. 1. 2, making sure that they don't have what they're looking for is all fine and dandy if you know what they're looking for.
We can't stop all of them. They weren't part of the gathering, which means whoever did this to them looks like us.
You will die here. All we seek is information. What message were you going to deliver to the garrison? What is it that you are looking for?
So, you are foe to the Red Kingdom, then?
They have made enemies of me.
Welcome back, Foundlings, to another episode of The Gate Chronicles. This is Chronicle 1, Chapter 95. We're getting so close. So close, yet so far to 100. I don't even think the show's going to end by that point. It'll probably go on forever. How unfortunate. Either way. Hello, Foundlings. My name is Emily. I am your game master and host for this series, session, episode, and chronicle. Also the person that does all the other stuff in the background. But today, I am joined by my 2 only players who are going to go around the table and introduce themselves. Quentin, you're not dyslexic, so I know you know your left from your right. We're going to start with my right.
Hi.
She juked you.
Yeah.
She did. She said
did.
my name and then said right, which is your direction. That's showing active listening skills.
Oh. Well, I'm Jaden. I play Finavir Avir, a bard who lost his script and is trying to find himself along the way.
I mean, it's not wrong.
That's actually a fairly accurate
That's
description
pretty
of Finavir.
accurate. All things considered. And hi, I'm Quentin, another individual who would not be sad if this never ended. Because I play Charles Smoot, 57-year-old biology teacher born and raised in upstate New York. Just glad to finally be out of the woods and get a nice bath and a hot meal. Breathe for 2 seconds before running back off into danger.
But into the woods.
No, not into the woods. No more woods. It's almost like this campaign was pitched to be a giant wood delving campaign, and then we didn't do that.
It is supposed to be a giant wood delving campaign.
The people are here for geopolitics, clearly.
I don't know how we turned into a political campaign. I think
It's you two. Nothing to do with me.
Before we start, the most important thing, you're still affected by temporal dissonance syndrome for the rest of your characters' lives until something changes that stops this.
We just got to kill ourselves.
We are going to...
The mirror versions of ourselves.
Okay.
The, fractured reality.
We are going to have you draw 1 card for this session. I hope to God that one of these cards happens to deal with identifying familiar faces. Oh my gosh, guys.
I'm trying to identify what card you're trying to hide from me.
I'm not hiding anything.
Oh, you are. You don't know it.
Maybe it's this one that I'm holding back.
Is this a new deck, or did I just draw a first of?
Probably a first of.
A first of. Well, tell me, what have you drawn, Jaden?
The Rogue.
Oh, the Rogue.
That is new.
That is new. I was wondering when that was going to come up. The Rogue. Your movements feel out of place. Like your body is trying to act on 2 different plans at once. A twitch too early, a step too far. You take a -1 penalty to all dexterity-based skill checks. And on a failure, you become clumsy 1 until the start of your next turn and cannot use reactions.
Ooh.
Okay, Quentin, what did you pull?
Something that we've seen before. The moon.
You struggle to remember the names of people you know, always feeling like it's on the tip of your tongue. Whenever you attempt to address or refer to any known individual by name, you must succeed at that will save DC that is equal to your will DC. And on a failure, you would stammer, misname them, or avoid saying a name altogether. It's up to you, really. But if you do, sometimes you'll replace it with something that's wildly inaccurate. or disturbingly familiar. Let's get started. You've traveled these roads once before, where the red cliffs project viciously skyward, as if a monument to the drakes who called this land home. The canyons wind like a maze, slowing your pace but saving you from the checkpoints. The journey has been long, and by the time you see the mountains and the pale white stone wall of Sinai, you are fatigued. But before we proceed onward, let us jump back to Lamb's Respite to see exactly how we ended up here. The last we left off, you had some things you needed to do before you departed from Lamb's Respite, and particularly, possibly, one individual who might need a little bit more discussion before you begin to enact your plan. So, what are you both doing?
Yeah, I think that Finn would seek out Balin after he's given him some time to decompress from our trip, because they definitely need to have a heart-to-heart before they start deciding actions that affect each other.
Okay, so you go to find Balin. Doesn't seem like there's any true rush to be heading back out, especially because you all just returned. You're worn down, weary, finally freshly bathed, but that's about it. But you do find him. He seems to be in one of the training ground areas. When you're walking around the keep itself, you're seeing that there are a number of seekers who seem to be carrying boxes of goods and heading down to the basement floor where the gate is.
Fennel's just assumed that is them moving locations, potentially. So, Balin is training? Like he's wildly swinging his sword at a dummy or something?
No, he's not wildly swinging. He seems to be in focused practice. It's not like he's not paying attention. You stand to the side, I assume?
Yeah, he'll be patient. Let him focus for a bit and take what time he needs. When it looks like he's taking a breath in between, Finn will go up and ask him if they can talk.
He looks over at you. I suppose I do, seeing that we are currently on what Kelsey said is R&R, whatever that means.
Not rushing through a hostile wilderness. For a bit.
I don't know. I mean, maybe the one R could be rushing, but wouldn't it be NR, not rushing?
I know what rest and relaxation is.
That's what that stands for? I had no idea.
We had different upbringings.
We certainly did. So, what can I help you with?
We have the journal. We got it with the intent to move up north. And if we do have a chance to prove to everyone who Desmond really is, I think it's worth a shot. That being said, we may have different motivations. How do you feel about Desmond? Would simply dethroning him and having him face whatever the court's justice is? Or do you feel like this is more behind you? We don't really talk much about these things. We kind of have a proclivity to cope. Each of us have our own coping mechanisms. Smoot is making everyone's life around him miserable.
It sounds like Kelsey's been talking to you a lot. She also talks about therapy, too. He kind of looks off to the side, squares up with his sword a little bit at the dummy, and thrusts forward with it. Right. So, I don't know how much proof is in that ledger. Even if there were enough proof, it depends upon how much the people are going to care. I wouldn't say he's a bad guy. I would also not say he's a good guy. I don't know what he's done. I only have suspicions.
Same.
Well, you're also talking about dethroning him when we don't truly have proof. Desmond has always been a favorite of the majority of the ruling noble houses in Raylund. And on top of that, remember, he is the leader, or was the leader of the S1E Knights. Those are the Royal Guard. So he has a lot of power on his side. And certainly if the nobles are swayed by solid evidence, I feel as if they might fear power more, as in the days of old. So, I don't think dethroning him is going to be easy. Regardless of the evidence presented, he is a skilled Ether Tapper, along with a fairly strong Astaria stone. I would say if it came down to a duel, He'd have every edge against me. My allies are few at this point.
But they will stand by you. There's a lot I don't know about Raylund. I grew up on the furthest possible edge. If I'm being honest, I resented the crown of Raylund for some time. A good friend of mine was whisked away to an arranged marriage.
That's fairly normal in our society. It is frustrating, being engaged to someone you have no interest in.
That friend was Eylis. I'm sure you're familiar.
Oh, the Acronin girl. I think you mentioned this once before, maybe in passing if I remember correctly.
That's right. At a chance meeting out in the marketplace, I could see that she was concealing great pain, and that her wrists were bruised badly.
And what does this have to do with Raylund specifically?
Valen, if I learned that someone caused you a great deal of harm, I would go well out of my way to keep you from that harm and to avenge what damage was done. This is what it means to me to be a friend of someone.
Uh-huh. All right.
Which means, my friend Eylis, if she was abused by someone, may they be man, king, or god, I would do everything in my power to right the wrongs at place. That being said, heading headfirst into a losing battle does not sound appealing.
I must ask you then. You were in Raylund, you stayed behind. Why did you leave if you wanted to rescue Eylis? Or help her?
Because I couldn't. I spent so many nights trying to think of ways that I might infiltrate the castle or catch her outside once more, but nothing I came up with would work. Not by myself and not at that strength. And I can't go back there until I know I can bring her to safety.
Sure, but there's still a few matters here. There are 4 of us, and a very large number of guards, and Desmond that are going to be standing in your way. I can already tell you this. You're worried for your Eylis. I'm worried about involving Kelsey in this.
I had the same thought.
I couldn't do anything to stop us from being arrested. We were captured. Nothing I could do. In a nation that doesn't exactly want me dead, nonetheless. I'm quite ashamed of that, really. I feel inept.
Well, you don't know what to do in the long term. The best thing to focus on is what the next best step could be. And if I'm being honest, I don't know what that step is. Not for sure. If I find my answer, I'll make sure you're one of the first to know.
I'm sorry I couldn't quite help you with your question, I suppose.
In a way, I think you did. I appreciate your forthrightness. I'll leave you to it.
All right. And you depart from him. He continues sparring with a dummy. So Finavir also is experiencing misgivings on what should be done.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I had a feeling they might be in similar boats, but I didn't know if he had like this burning desire inside of him. It does seem that he's leaning more towards what Finn came to when he was in Raylund, which is prioritizing the family you can protect, aka Kelsey in this case.
Quentin,
That's me.
what is it that you are seeking to do?
Prepare myself for the obvious inevitable journey that is ahead of us.
Very good, Quentin. So glad you have plans.
Plans within plans within plans.
Sure.
And by that, I mean I'm improvising everything.
Oh, so am I.
Such as player and GM are alike.
So, Charles Smoot, what is it that you're looking to do?
Charles Smoot is obviously preparing himself for the inevitable journey ahead that we all clearly agreed to. So he would be attempting to, again, pack his bags, maintain his equipment, and potentially purchase any goods or necessities for the road ahead, including like bags of feed, rations for humans, not only their mounts, but for the people themselves, and any nifty trinkets, which...
Okay, well, I should have just shown you on your screen the shop.
Yeah. Oh,
That's...
ooh.
You stop by the archival reliquary. Anything in here is considered a relic, just as a FYI. Pal is also downstairs with some new graphs, but I
Yeah.
have to show you a separate store for that. So let me know when you would like to look at that.
Well, let's start there. I gotta be real with you.
The graft store?
Yeah.
Okay, then. There is the Bloodbane graft, Decaying graft, Energy resistant. There are 4 of these, 1 of each energy type. That's it. Then there's Resilient, Returning, and Shadow. And in the reliquary part,
So many items.
you have the option of the Any Length Rope Greater, the Attractor, the Augmentation Heptagon, the Automated Cook is still there as well. Boots of the Secret Blade Greater, a Deafening Music Box, Death Protector, Blast Boots Greater, another Blinking Nodule, the Cat's Eye Potion, the Cat's Eye Pills, I think is what I was calling them, Corpse Likeness, the Emerald Grasshopper Greater, and Quentin, some of the things you wanted, which was the Everlasting Adhesive, Giant Scorpion Venom, Instant Spy, Smoke Ball, Arachnid Harness, and then the 2 shield options, the Bivouac Targe, which is what Quentin was saying you were looking for, Jaden, but I don't think it is at all.
I kind of want to... I think what I will do, I'm going to purchase the Everlasting Adhesive, the Giant Scorpion Venom,
Uh-huh.
a Smoke Ball Greater, and then I think I'm going to pick up a Corpse Likeness and a Blinking Nodule. Those sound really fun.
Yes.
Then, as a last, screw you in particular, good sir, I am going to purchase the Energy Resistance Graph for armor, because I already have +1 chain armor, which is the fundamental rune. I will be adding energy resistance of 5 to cold damage,
Okay.
with an anticipation that we will be potentially having to tussle with Desmond.
Okay. Sure. So you buy the cold resistance 1. There are now only 3 remaining. All right. Anything you're picking up, Jaden?
Oh yeah, there's definitely some must-haves here. Just trying to determine what in my inventory is a relic to not overload again. You know, come to think of it, I think Finavir is probably just carrying around too much stuff. I don't think he's ever going to use the rapier.
Do you have a rapier?
I've had this whole campaign, so if I have the boots and a returning dagger, that means I only have 1 slot. Oh, in that case, it would be the Targe.
I knew it! That's one I suggested. I thought you'd like it.
It's got utility that will almost definitely come into value.
Got good flavor, man.
The Instant Spy, consumable.
Yeah. I didn't read it because I figured it out. You'd want it.
It's small. How much could it really count towards
Right?
And the
Like,
relic limit.
what is the difference between the number 3 and 4 anyway?
It's so small,
It's-
you know.
hardly anything. We've never had consequences for our actions.
You remember the rat mission?
I remember going into some dude's basement and killing some space rats.
Yeah, someone on our team was at a -1 for everything throughout the entire duration.
But that could have been the space rats.
Could have been the space rats
You never
before we
know.
got there, you know? Oh, you'd probably donate the Darkwood flower to the research. I don't think Vin's going to be able to make use of it, but it makes sense to a place dedicated to research,
Thank you.
as well as notes on what it came from.
I hold this withered, dried up, crumpled flower. Thank you. It's already dead. Wonderful. I'll just put it here in the trash pile.
In the burn.
Jaden, are you going to get any armor graphs? You still have a basic chain shirt.
I'll take fire, just because every time I've seen a campaign where someone had fire resistance, it came up more than once.
And yet has not run into fire.
That means we're due.
Maybe I'm the one going to be setting the fire.
So, boys, what are we doing?
I mean, last time we tried to have a conversation, Valen stormed off. And based on the conversation that Finavir and Valen just had, it doesn't sound like either of them were too overly convinced about going back to their hometown.
Hey, guys, guess what?
What?
There's that place that's close to eat here.
Oh, I love that place. It's so close. You can eat there.
Yeah, don't you remember? This is that place. So, You all reconvene at some point in time, I assume for dinner in the cafeteria area, which seems to be far more sparse than it usually is. Kelsey is sitting down playing with sludge in her plate because the chef left.
Gruel.
Yep.
And I thought we only got this delicacy when we were in the Darkwood.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't learn how to cook, okay?
I mean, we always go to that place.
That's close to eat?
It's so close and convenient.
We really could have. Why are we here?
Maybe because, listen, people misconstrue me to be a Scrooge and a miser. I've got deep pockets right now. I'll treat everyone to dinner.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you have deep pockets right now? What happened to that chest of coins you picked up?
The chest of coins?
Where is it?
You know, it was a chest that had coins. The coins were in the chest. And the coins were taken out of the chest and then redistributed equally to everyone.
I don't remember getting anything. Do you, Mr. Vinvier?
No, I don't think I do.
What do you mean you had? I saw you in the shop earlier. Where'd you get all that coin?
Well, I don't know about you, but we got that from the front desk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Chest of coins. The front desk. It was distributed evenly.
Did you give the chest to the front desk?
You gave them the money?
The front desk gave me a chest of coins, which I then gave to all of you. That's why you were able to go shopping.
What about the bishop's chest of coins?
The what?
Yeah, the bishop's chest, buddy. Where is it?
Probably still in the right kingdom. It's attached to his torso.
You lost it?
What? It was never mine to begin with.
Deep pockets indeed.
Listen, all I know is I have enough money to pay for dinner. And that's all that matters right now, because I am not eating whatever that is.
Okay, listen. I'm sorry that I messed up all the cooking here and in the forest. I'm very sorry. We can go to the Fair Maiden's Tavern. Thank you. Bye.
She scoots back the chair and starts walking out angrily.
Maybe
Balin,
Kelsey gets the cooking box after this.
Balin, can you cook?
Oh, no, I have servants for that normally.
Oh, you two are so doomed.
Well, Kelsey, I'm coming.
Charles goes and follows after them.
Wonderful. You make it to the Fair Maiden's Tavern. This is actually not that place that's close to eat. This is the Fair Maidens, because that's the music I had.
Well, that's the closest place to eat is the Fair Maiden's Tavern.
Yeah, that place that's close to eat's closed right now.
Not enough seekers to run it.
That place that's closed to eat.
No! Okay. Well, congratulations.
Well, first round's on me, including dinner, is celebration for a job well done, and off to our next great adventure.
I think you said come by. We don't have any drinks, so we can't.
I hope no one did that in the pie.
What?
What?
Excuse you? I hope we didn't hear anything. It was very untoward.
Certainly not, because it's getting cut out of the episode.
Thanks, Editing Quentin. You're sitting down at the table. The waitress comes, takes your order. You get whatever you wish. Remember, this place has really good potatoes. And they do have shepherd's pie. That's right.
It's fine.
Potato and meat kebabs.
Oh, trust me, I know what I'm about.
So, what's the plan?
We're going up north.
North? Wonderful. To do what again? So that we're all on the same page? Just trying to, stimulate some conversation. It's been dead quiet on the side of the table. I don't know why.
I don't know what's going on over there.
And what exactly do you think we are going to accomplish going up north?
Well, we gotta clear Valen's name. He's obviously sitting at that side of the table. That's why I'm pointing in that direction. And, kick the Red Kingdom out of Rayland.
And we're going to do this with the four of us and some papers we don't know what's in them.
Well, I guess, it does really depend on what's in the papers. But that's where you come in.
Oh, me. Yeah, let me get right on that.
Well,
this still looks like gibberish.
Right. I imagine it would to you, but didn't you say that you were related to, famous merchant entrepreneur Baron Asher or something, owner of Asher Wineries? I'm sure he's seen a encoded ledger or two in his time.
Yes. My grandfather, who had collected me, whether it be with or against my will, had me under constant surveillance and lied to me for months, trying to mold me into his perfect heir, and then I ran away from him to join up with my friends. I'm sure a reunion will be most profitable.
Yeah, at this point it sounds all like water under the bridge.
Wait, why did you run away?
Also, against your will, I'm pretty sure you came and saw us and then went back there. Told us that you were leaving.
I did want to be there, and I did want to learn more about my family. But what I learned more was that blood does not necessarily dictate what family is. And then in my quest to find my family, I found that I lost it instead. So I left. Abruptly, without notice, very, very quickly.
I mean, I'm not privy to all the details because this is more or less the first time you've talked about it. But as a parent myself, me just say, sometimes our intentions are not always understood. Our actions, we may perceive them to be helpful, be misconstrued, and even the best intentions can be contorted. I don't know exactly the terms you left on with your grandfather, but as you said, it was kind of in secret and abrupt. Did you ever talk with him about why he did any of this? How well do you really know the man? Is it fair to place judgment on him?
I suppose I was afraid. I was under constant watch. I feared that if I were to cause too much friction, the eyes on me would be too much, and I would be subject to whatever fate was chosen for me instead of the one I chose for myself. So I kept him at a distance, and he kept me at one. The closest thing to having a moment that we had was that one time he took me to the marketplace, showed me the finer things of life. Aside from that, we didn't talk much that wasn't business. I never felt that he was doing any of this for me. As you said, this is all assumption. I do fear that if I were to seek his favor, should he even want me back, this would likely be the end of my story here. I imagine he'd demand that I would stick with him and make assurances that I wouldn't be able to leave even if I wanted.
I mean, surely there's a reason that he's acting that way. Maybe he lost someone important to him, and he doesn't want to lose another person.
No. It sounds like exactly what may have happened with my father. As far as I can tell, he's run far off east somewhere. If I had to make any guesses, based on what I've seen, it would be to escape the clutches of those more powerful than himself. All that being said, the life he had prepared for me, not a bad life. In part, it's much of what I envisioned that I wanted from life. Running a successful business, having my name reach far and wide, all the books and information I could ever want at my disposal. I don't think I could live like that, not without family. I grew up with a very kind man that took me in when I was young, and the O'Cronins. We didn't share blood or the same name, but we shared a table at the end of the day. We cared about each other's wants and desires, about each other's futures, and supported each other. When there were tough times, we were there for one another. These are all things I took for granted. And when I was far away from anyone who's ever shown real compassion towards me, I realized what I dreamed, what I wanted, what I needed may not all be the same thing. All that to say, if we want his favor, it's likely the last you see of me.
Man, you need therapy.
Where do I get a therapy?
Well, didn't you say you had that doll?
And he looks around.
She's in your pocket.
There you are.
She's been there this whole time.
Been extra quiet lately.
First thing, take it from a man who has some authority on the matter.
He did have a red feathered helmet at one point.
That's true.
So
I had a
he
lot
has
of authority.
Some authority.
Some authority, but sometimes people aren't the best at expressing how much they love and care for an individual. And as you said, family is those you make family. It's not always going to be easy, and sometimes you will have your differences. But it's those you choose to embrace and endure hardships with, those are your family. And the second thing, not any less important than the first, there are key points in a person's life. You find yourself at a crossroads where what you want and what is asked of you is not aligned. A moment requiring self-sacrifice. Now, some people live their lives only in indulgence, and others give until there's nothing left. I've seen both sides, and I've found that the happiest people are those that strike a balance.
Here, give it to me. I'll take over. I'm going to do it.
All the way at the bottom. Kelsey, you can figure it out.
Right.
I had it written down on a napkin. I had this whole speech planned.
He really did write this on a napkin for you. Okay. And I found that the happiest people are those that strike a balance between the two. These decisions are the moments you will either cherish or regret for the rest of your life. I'm sorry. So do not take them lightly, or you might be staring back 30 years from now at the end of your prime, wondering how you got here. I know you're talking about staying with family that you've identified with, but
She stares at you. There's just this blank look on her face.
we're not going to be here forever. Our time with you is much shorter than you think.
Charles Smoot looks awkwardly at those ominous words.
Looks awkwardly at the words, ominously.
She's right. And when she's right,
She's right.
is right.
100% of the time when she's right, she's right.
Yes, the proverbial eggs in a basket, you're putting too many on us. But if you really felt like your grandfather was giving you everything you wanted, maybe it's just a misunderstanding. Like Mr. Smoot was trying to convey, but in a really emotional way.
Well, think of one way to find out.
By going to Raylund.
And not running away like a coward with your tail tucked between your legs.
Balin, I hope you heard that whole pep talk, young man, because that was also meant for you.
Good Isos. You are all so depressing.
Well, I'm not the one who's been moping, crying over my kebabs.
I'm not crying over kebabs. The onions are very potent.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, someone came around with some kind of pepper and put it all over everything, and I can't stop eating it.
That was me.
Right. Like I was telling Finavia, we don't know what's in the ledger. Step one is figuring out what's in it, and if there's anything of note, we can attempt some things against Desmond, if he's even implicated. But I am concerned about our lack of allies. I don't know how effective we're going to be in attempting any sort of coup.
Is it really a coup if he cooed first?
We're just setting things back to the rightful order.
Certainly, but it all depends on the victor, and the victor is the one that sets the record.
Well, then let's not be the ones who lose.
At the very least, if we don't have enough evidence or things go south, I would like to try and get my parents out, if they're still even alive.
I agree. It all entirely depends on contents of whatever this ledger has to hold. There's not enough here to either acquit your name or crucify Desmond's, then no point in going forward with any plan. Our best option at that point would be to get Balin's parents and David out of the city. Remember, David is still there, to the best of our knowledge.
The best of our knowledge.
If we don't keep an eye on him, he'll trade that paperclip all the way up to the crown.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Who knows? By the time we get there, he might have his own mercenary army.
I highly doubt it.
Oh, you doubt his ingenuity.
No, I don't. I actually believe more in Desmond's drive to keep the common folk down and in line. Either way, what we have so far, if I remember correctly, I was unconscious for part of the journey back and during some of the events that unfolded. Most of what we have is circumstantial. At the very least, we know that Desmond was somewhat involved in the situation involving Cece's capture, so there is that.
I actually don't know much of what went down with Desmond when I broke off from you guys.
Valen basically gives a reminder that Desmond claimed that he did not have ever he never saw Cece in the city. There was no evidence that she was ever there to begin with. But Desmond was present at the ball where Cece was and definitely had seen her.
Well, so then all that proves is that he was lying about ever having met her before.
Yes. You remember, you saw Desmond in this city when the announcement of the murder of the king was made, but you saw that there seemed to be some sort of like look on his face that seemed to be resignation and also hesitation. And you learned from Farron's dad, Roberto, that Valen was poisoned with wound wheel, which he said might have been used to cause a slow and painful death or to slow someone down so they don't escape. But that's some of the evidence that you guys have.
Okay, someone tried to kill both the king and also Valen.
Really what this ledger might do is implicate the Red Kingdom's involvement.
The harebrained accusation that we are looking to prove is that Desmond helped the Red Kingdom capture Cece in exchange for their assistance in assassinating the current king so that Desmond could ascend to the throne. That was my assumption, is you help me get the throne, I help you get the girl.
I'm also bringing this up because our audience probably doesn't remember.
It's been like 5 years.
If you go back and listen to other episodes, you guys might be able to find more details. There's a lot in there. Holy crap, this is very in-depth. I'm so sorry for myself and everyone else.
And if you've been listening to the podcast this long and have tuned into all of it, thank you, dear listener. We appreciate your patronage. So please do help the YouTube algorithm. Watch the whole video, comment, like, subscribe. It goes a long way to supporting us. And if you're a little flush with cash, like Charles Smoot has deep pockets right now, feel free to hop on over to our Patreon, where we have early releases of episodes, as well as bonus goodies, such as a Discord, which you can join and chat with us directly.
Hey, a plug.
That was a pretty good plug.
So, we fade from this scene.
It seems like more or less we are all in agreement. We are going to Raylund to have the ledger decrypted. And based on the information we get out of said ledger, it'll determine our next course of action. Whether we are getting our loved ones out of the city, or we pursue rectifying the city to what it should be.
To the best of your ability.
To the best of our ability. We're only 4 people.
Valen has made no comment about feeling if kingship is right for him, but at the very least,
Charles Smoot gave a pep talk.
we got a pep talk.
Woo!
Yeah, because at this point in time, Valen doesn't necessarily need to be the one to step up.
I mean, as long as it's not someone who's aligned with the Red Kingdom, I'm fine with whoever's in power.
King Roberto has a all-red enough ring to it.
I don't think that would ever happen in a million years. It'd probably be Valen's father.
King Finevere. That's a
Listen,
much better ring to it.
if you want to plead your case, you can go for it.
So, we pan back over to our mounted riders who are overlooking the landscape, all 4 of them, and they begin making their way down to where? You see Senai in the distance. It's not too far. To the west of Senai is Baron Asher's estate. To the east is Farron Luciern's abode. That one is about a day's ride out from Senai itself. So you have options on where you're going.
I never expected to go back there in a million years.
Also, do we have to turn in our resignation before leaving?
So it's not like we have to resign. It's just that we don't advertise that we are seekers right now. But that isn't really any different than what we have been doing, because we haven't really been advertising ourselves. So don't claim anything in the seeker name.
Because you won't have the backing of the guild if
Oh,
anything happens.
Now, previously, we would have had the backing of the guild.
Yeah, that's what got us through the checkpoints.
Right. Now we do not have the backing of the guild with any of the actions we are currently proceeding with. But once we're done with whatever these actions may be, we can still go back to the guild.
Left, right, north?
I didn't even ever think I'd see Farron ever again in a million years, so I think we're going into the Asher Winery.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like what we need to do in order to progress the story.
Now we're actually getting into my notes. As you have been making your way through Rayland, you've been getting some brief glimpses of some of the settlements and towns. You've actually noticed that there's been a pop-up of several new buildings in the area that are outside of Senai's walls directly. It seems that there's a lot of expansion that's going on. The nation seems to be flourishing. You've also noticed that there's been an increased number of guards making their way around or in the fields training. There are more forts. The checkpoints aren't as strict, but it seems that the nation's security has been upped overall. And you have certainly heard a good bit when you have ridden by some other people's caravans, if you've ever been nearby them, about some complaints about the Seekers and how great things are since Desmond took power. But you make your way to the Asher estate. Riding through these fields, you see the luscious vineyards. I don't even know what season we're in, but we're in a good season. It's
For
nice.
luscious vineyards.
For luscious vineyards.
I guess that means the fall. Late summer, early fall?
Hang on, I just have to go back like a session.
I remember we were in Meyer at one point.
So we're closer to summer. We're like late spring, early summer.
So lush vineyards, huh?
Lush vineyards.
Traveling through them.
Traveling through them.
As one does.
Finevere, you see ahead of you the manor which you believe to have been your prison. Faces start to pass through your mind as you recall those that you cared for and those that you did not. Tuli, for example, the sweet maid who assisted you. Vlasic, your somewhat friendly but not so friendly bodyguard who reminds you of a certain individual. And then you remember your fake mother, Lysandra, and then your grandfather. Do you remember his name, Jaden?
Baron Asher.
Yeah, more than that?
It's also your father's name. They share the same name. Morpheus.
It's Morphin
It's
time.
Morphin time!
I hate you all. I hate you all so much.
That's the name of this episode? It's Morphin time.
No, this is called the High and Mighty. But I'm going to have to change it. It was like the High and Depressing.
It's Morphin time.
No, we're not calling it
It
that.
would be so good for the SEO.
We just need Smoot to get high. That way it can have two meanings.
And then, finally, your own face. In a weird sort of way. But your other self. This Finicus. I wonder if it's a face that you'll choose to wear again. But you arrive at the steps of the manor. And you see your grandfather is standing outside as if he was waiting for you. And that is where we're going to end this week's episode of The Gate Chronicles. Thank you, Foundlings, for listening to this week's episode of The Gate Chronicles. I'm so sorry it was a shopping episode for like most of it.
This plan is dead on arrival if I draw the moon next time.
What do you mean? Ah,
Oh, that'd be so funny.
Grandpapa.
Yes, you.
You could call him Grandpapa.
The man I need a favor from. That's your name.
Hey, sugar daddy.
Hey, like I said, this problem only gets taken care of if one thing happens.
Kill ourselves. Wait.
Well, I mean, that would happen.
It would help, technically.
I mean, if you killed your current selves, we would just
That
go
would be
back to
bad.
where you currently
No,
are.
I don't want to be where they are. They are not in good places,
What
I
if you got
assure
all
you.
what if you got all the memories of what currently happened?
Oh, it'd be that would be a killer migraine. We would be incapacitated for like a week.
Or that's our dreams. When we dream, we see what they did during the day, and they see what we did during the day.
Guinevere's just been digging through buckets of shit
Oh, shit.
for months on end. Where is that key? So, like Quentin said earlier, if you want to support this podcast, we would really appreciate it. If you would consider it, just think about it. But you know, there's a really good way that you could support us, and that is by hitting that follow button or subscribe button, whichever one it is, because you know, like podcasts and YouTube are different terminologies.
Are different things.
Yeah, but if you want to hit that button, follow along with us on this journey, and give us a shout out, like on your socials, and we'll shout you out like once in a while here. I don't know. We don't even know who you are.
Unless you join our Patreon.
Ooh.
Because we give a special shout out to all our patrons, such as
Stephen Howland and Jason Lillis. Thank you so much, guys, for always being there. Imagine if that list got so long that the end of the show ended up being like
I will read every name, no matter how long it takes.
With enthusiasm.
With enthusiasm. Every time.
Every time. Every single time. So yeah, consider supporting us on our Patreon, but as always, giving us a listen, giving us a like, a comment, all those things on whatever platform that you use to listen to us, especially if it's YouTube, that helps us out a lot as well. And you can always come out and come outside, touch some grass, and
You're so good at this.
It's been a while. And, hang out with us in our Discord, because we're definitely not touching grass when we're in our Discord. We're doing everything.
You can join us for some League of Legends.
Yeah, we rotate. It's Minecraft, League of Legends. We haven't done our arcs.
We need our arc survival evolve stint, man. Where are my dinos?
Pretty crazy.
Dinos.
We started some abiotic factoring.
God.
We go on stints. They're not very long, but
Algebra
we do go on
2
stints.
math.
One day we'll do Hightail.
One day.
One day, Minecraft 2, the electric boogaloo.
But yes, we do also want to give a big thank you and shout out to all of the music and ambiance producers that we get to use in this wonderful podcast with these awesome people. Michael Gelfi of Michael Gelfi Studios, Monument Studios, and all of the people that we use from Epidemic Sounds and Artlist. We put all of those links in the description below, so make sure you check them out. And I guess we will see you next time. I'm not even going to say week, because I can't.
Who knows?
I can't promise things. We're growing up. We're all family here. We're literally all family here.
Yeah.
We're all related now.
Took us long enough.
Took us years.
Yeah.
Years in the making.
Yeah. Well, then I guess we'll see you the next time on The Gate Chronicles. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.